Hey everybody, welcome to, we're doing more Umineko. Apparently this one's gonna be, interesting. Automod, let Broken Bee say cream pie. And with that, we're demonetized on YouTube. Hi everybody. So yeah, more Umineko. Jan has done a wonderful job keeping everything together. Many thanks to Jan. Thanks be unto her. And yeah, Jan also gave me a little info for this episode, a little recap of the things that we played on Discord recently. So for those who don't remember, what we're doing is we're playing highlights on streams. So we're playing a bit on Discord, and we're just kind of like, in order to speed things up, we're just kind of letting it rip on autoplay, and we're just following along, and I'm not speaking all the time. For the streams, for the highlights, these are the big moments, so I kind of know something's going to pop off, but I'm also going to be speaking and doing all that stuff. So Jan says the major things that happened were that Shannon rejected the protection deal, which would guarantee that she wouldn't be a sacrifice. And all of the adults, Kraus, Ava, Rudolph, Rosa, Natsuhi, Hideyoshi, and Kyrie, have acknowledged Beatrice as a witch. So yeah, with that, let's go ahead and get to it. All right. I'm ready. Y'all ready? She acknowledges it. I also acknowledge it. You are Beatrice, the Ushiromiya family alchemist, and a user of great magic. I must acknowledge the fact that you are a witch. All right, let's crack one open. Cheers. This one's for all the witches out there. All my witches. All right, so this is the, if I remember correctly, this was the end of the last section. So this is going to go through basically a little recap of where everybody's physically at currently. So. It's her. I feel like the time is also going to play a bit of a major role later. Well, I mean already, but you know what I mean. Like when we get into trying to figure stuff out. I'm thinking, Jan, let me know, and everybody, all the sea cats out there, everybody on the Discord, let me know if we want to. I love Natsuhi. I really hope she's the killer. Should we do like what we did with Higurashi, where we have like this huge, like sort of book club, like thinking sesh of just like, you know, doing the I forget the what was the name of the guy in the It's Always Sunny skit? Yeah, the corkboard, but it's like Pepe Sylvia, right? Like the Pepe Sylvia board. Yeah. Charlie Day and the Pepe Sylvia. I want to do a giant Pepe Sylvia board where we all just like just talk about like all of the ways that this can go, you know? Because what is going on with the shifting? I don't understand that. Also, we were talking about on the book club, she does have that tattoo on her thigh. So it just makes me so curious. So yeah, for people who didn't watch the book club, or is just a little refresher, my kind of prevailing theory right now is, yeah, this track's really good. A couple tracks have really popped off, like for the last part of these chapters. I'm stoked to get more music out of this. October 5th, eh? But Yeah, so far my prevailing theory right now is like she is Beatrice is potentially someone that Ava brought in as like a suitor for George, and now George, Ava, and her have basically concocted a theory or concocted a plan to like steal like all of the gold and all the money. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm still sussing it out, but yeah, and that's based largely on the fact that I love Ava and I hate George. So that kind of nets out, that kind of works in my head. What is that sound that always fills my ears? Is it the sound of the rain, the sound of a waterfall, or could it be radio static? If not, I want it to be the sound of blood flowing through my body. I want it to be the sound of the blood circulating throughout me, telling me that I am still alive. Is it morning? The light entering through a crack in the curtain was faint, but it at least told him that dawn had broken. Kinzo, still in the position he'd been in when he woke up, still sitting in a chair and looking up at the ceiling, felt the blood slowly travel throughout his body. Judging by the clock, it was early morning, 6 o'clock on the dot. No matter how tired he was, no matter how deeply he slept, he always woke up at exactly this time, as though he had measured it with an hourglass. That's weird. 6 on the dot, he always wakes up? Something must have woken him up. That's weird. Something must happen at 6 o'clock. Watch it be something silly like just the clock, just the ding dong. He didn't think of this as something to boast about, but he told himself that as long as he could still manage this, his health couldn't be that bad. Eeper? I'm going to toast some frozen waffles. Hell yeah, Rainy Angels. You're currently at 16.97% completion. It's kind of 69. Nice. It's got a 6 and a 9 in it, so. Update me when we're at 42.00%. Sorry. But don't update me when we're at 67%, okay? Just don't do it. As long as he could still manage this, his health couldn't be that bad. Morning has come, which means... It would appear I've avoided becoming one of the first sacrifices. Torgo, yes, please, 66.6. Was I merely lucky when the roulette was spun, or is this the fruit of my efforts? How irritating that I cannot tell the difference, but I mustn't be bothered by such trivialities. Kinzo was struck by a faint desire to see beyond the study door. After all, he might find the traces of someone's vain struggle to break through the door, a sign that someone had tried to select him as one of the first 6 sacrifices. Humans are cheap creatures. Even though everything is ultimately decided by God, when humans are given good fortune, they arrogantly feel it was due to their own ability. Speak for yourself, motherfucker! That was why he wanted to check whether there was a wretched mark on the door. The very desire was human. And that was why Kinzo did not check. He often rejected desires that came to him because he was human. I wonder if he does that because he used to not do that. Because the human desire would be to have a mistress, which it seems he did. Anyway, by doing that, he could be immersed in a feeling of sufficiency, as though he himself had become a being that surpassed humans. Little bro's always wailing about his ex. He isn't divorced from human desire at all. No, exactly. Like, this is all fucking... What in the hell? Automod rejected Cuter Faction saying he's an edgelord. Why? I don't understand Automod. Edgelord is apparently too far. God. He recognized human desires for what they were and guarded against them. Even though I'm with Spider Hyphen, man, that's ridiculous. Like, this guy, nah. This is like, what is this called? It's not projection, but it's like, I don't know. It's definitely some sort of like, he's tricking himself into thinking that he's like above when he's totally like not. Denial, that's a good one. Yeah. I was looking for a specific word, but yeah, no, denial works. Thank you, Cat. Self-described rationalist. Yeah, exactly. Things that a human would do, want to do, he resisted. This eccentricity and rebellious nature had surely given him a rare genius, making it possible for him to succeed in his exploits as he revived the Urshiramiya family in a single generation. Well then, Beatrice, what were the 6 pieces you took? And what will your next move be? Entertain me. My defense is perfect. I will not shame myself like last time. What? I will not shame myself like last time. That could mean a couple different things. I feel like the narrative wants us to think that means the last time he met Beatrice. But it could also mean he's privy to the loops. He's privy to this being another go. You know what I mean? Does he know? Which last time are you talking about, Kinzo? Exactly, Tal. The servants woke early. They had to open the curtains, prepare breakfast, and complete various other tasks to welcome the guests to a new day. Goda was the most enthusiastic. Fuck. During the family conference, he had been told to concentrate his efforts especially on cooking. You know what would be really funny? If Battler got killed. That would be kind of funny. Especially on cooking. And he'd been especially exempted from several tasks that servants normally must do. Also, I have a sneaking suspicion Beatrice is not, even though, well, I don't know what Shannon did. I don't know how that's going to net out, but I want to say the bigger pain for Shannon would be to have either George or Cannon killed. So I'm thinking Shannon's going to be alive, and one or both of them are going to get got. And he'd been especially exempted from several tasks that servants normally must do. Goda, who was a show-off, seemed to be feeling particularly superior because of that. You know what? That's human. All right, fine. Goda, I'll let this one slide. You're still annoying, though. He let Genji and the rest prepare the rest of the mansion and worked on making breakfast in the kitchen. Genji split the work with Shannon and Cannon, and they carried out various tasks. Okay, so Shannon's alive. Shannon headed to the dining hall and knocked, so Cannon's alive too. Not Natsuhi! No, not Natsuhi! Last year, the family conference had continued into the early hours of the morning. It wouldn't have been odd if this year's conference had done the same. Considering the possibility that they were still having a discussion inside, she knocked, but there was no response. So she opened the door and said, "Ohayo gozaimasu." Good morning. And then she screamed because of all the dead people. Ohayo gozaimasu. Ohayo gozaimasu. Irasshaimasen ka? Good morning. Is anyone there? The room was cold, and the conference seemed to have ended a long time before. There was a tea set on the table from which they'd probably been drinking, arranged in a way that would make it easy to clean up. Bro, Again with the tea. Again with the tea. I'm telling you, y'all made fun of me in Discord. There's something going on with the food in this game. There's something going on with specifically the tea. I need to research Earl Grey, because that thing that George was saying about the leaves in the Earl Grey, like that shit, I need to find out if that's real. Is that a thing? Like, because if not, what the fuck was in the Earl Grey? Yeah, bergamot. It is real. Yeah, but at the same time, like, they described it in a specific way. It was like there were a bunch of leaves in it. And it's like, do people normally make Earl Grey with the leaves? Like, isn't that something you do with the tea? Like, you don't bring it out with that. It's like, it was such a weird thing to call out and focus on. You know what I mean? I know, leaves and tea. But what I'm trying to say is like, the leaves are weak. Oh, so you kind of probably need... It's the British... Oh, okay. It's the British style. Tea is nothing more than hot leaf juice. What I'm trying to say is that they called out to it. They focused on it. George was like, open it up. Do you see leaves in there? It might not be what we think it is, because I don't think we got enough information on it. They highlighted that in a weird way, and I'm kind of sus about it. It's kind of sus. Anyway, there was a tea set on the table, arranged in a way. Cleaning up the tea was a servant's job. If the family members were extra generous and cleaned it up themselves, the servants would lose face. So it was a truly pleasant act of kindness for the family to do only this much. As she approached the table to clean it, she noticed something like a memo that had been left near the utensils and cups. Since it was right next to the tea set, Shannon picked it up, naturally thinking it was a memo for the servant doing the cleaning. Written there was not a request, nor was it a thanks for preparing the tea. There was just a single word. Shannon looked at it blankly and read it out loud. Chapel. Mm-hmm. Is like everyone dead in the chapel? It's like everyone just fucking gone. Everyone's gotten got. Real talk, I agree that in a story like this, everything is suspicious, but also as a viewer, it's fun to go, come on, man, it's just Earl Grey. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing, okay, let me be real. I'm doing it partly because I'm streaming and talking to you guys, because having a conversation and adding my own, like, my own leaves to the tea kind of changes the flavor a little bit. But also, it's just like, I like thinking about stuff and focusing on things and coming up with ideas and theories and stuff. This is the most fun that this will be, is what I'm saying. This is like theory crafting. The most fun I ever had with Silent Hill was when I was in the middle of playing it, trying to figure it out, and after, when it didn't solve it, all of the mysteries, and we were talking about it. Once everyone came to a consensus about, like, no, this is what happened, and then people started killing the conversation, then it was like, oh, all right, well, fuck. This isn't really fun anymore. Anyway. But yeah. All downhill. No, I'm not saying it's all downhill from here. I'm just saying that, like, the theory crafting is a lot of fun for me. A small sound kept repeating over and over. Normally that sound would have been too trivial to be worth caring about. It's good humor, but also it's a form of theory crafting on the fly. Yeah. If only I could stop hearing it soon. Also, you know, sorry, one sec. That was weird. I just felt a big bang. And I'm here alone, so that was weird. I have noise cancellation turned on, so I didn't hear exactly what happened, but it is a witch. It's true. I'm gonna play with noise cancellation off now because that was weird. Anyway, if only I could stop hearing it soon, I could go back to sleep right away, she thought vaguely. But no matter how much time passed, the sound did not end. It repeated over and over. Ah, shut up. People watching me play. Who is it? Banging on the door this whole time. You kidding me? That was so weird. That was so weird, dude. I just got a front door notification that something's moving on the front door right when that knocked, and I heard that fucking bang. Hold on, guys. I'm haunted as fuck. What the hell? Hold on. What? Yo. Yo, what? Okay. It's a cat. We're all good. It's just a stray kitty. As soon as she realized that, she woke up. Someone was knocking. Then she noticed that it wasn't just a knock, but a voice as well. What is going on?
Rosa-sama.
Bruh.
Rosa-sama.
No, 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 no! Get out of here! Beatrice, no. Please. Rosa-sama. Rosa-sama.
Ohayou gozaimasu.
Ohayou gozaimasu. Good morning. Ursula cat, no.
待って、
Wait,
今行きます。
I'm coming now. It had been Genji's voice. Looking at the clock, it wasn't even 7 yet. It was clearly too early to wake the guests. Did something happen that was bad enough to cause this? She felt her sleepiness increasingly fade thanks to this premonition of misfortune. Though Genji was a servant, Rosa had known him since her childhood days, so even though she was slightly defenseless in her pajamas, she opened the door a crack and answered. Every door in this game opens like, good morning. I apologize for waking you this early.
何かあったの?
Did something happen?
はい。
Yes.
実は
Actually,
礼拝堂に
at the chapel, Genji whispered something into Rosa's ear. For a second, it seemed Rosa couldn't understand what she'd been told. After having it repeated several times, she realized that apparently something strange had happened. Rosa closed her door for a second, changed her clothes quickly, and followed Genji towards the mansion. Jan, I don't know what "oh" means when imagining Rosa in her pajamas. Is that good or bad? What do you, the chapel requires some explanation. It's Rosa, though. It's Rosa. Like, Jan. I get it. I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get it. I can't fix her. Exactly. It's like, anyway, the chapel requires some explanation. Chappelle time. It wasn't in the mansion, but in a grove behind it, a short walk's distance away. What pajamas is true? What kind of pajamas we got? Oh, they were probably like the ones with the little golden butterflies on them. It had been built at the same time as the mansion. Oh, Natsuhi Okay. No. It's different. It's different when it's you versus me. It's different. I can't do that. I can't match. Oh, God. No, I'm letting Jan cook. Jan can cook. I can't cook. I can't cook what Jan can cook. That's what I'm saying. Because when it's me, it's creepy as shit. Anyway, so though its walls had been repaired many times, making it look new from the outside, it was a very old building. Rosa dashed through the rain along with Genji. Gay people are allowed. This is our one privilege. Hey, yawn. Yawn. Rosa's dashing through the rain. You know, rain does the clothes. Just like the previous night, the rain was falling in earnest. Imagining Ava and Natsu in matching pajamas. Eventually, the chapel came into sight from beyond a thin grove. Makes them moldy. Okay. Just looking at it from the outside, it seemed a place of dazzling beauty where a pair of young lovers might want to get married. However, Kinzo apparently viewed it as a very sacred place. So Rosa and her siblings had been given strict instructions not to approach it unnecessarily. Even though they were all grown up now, approaching the chapel for any reason would still make them feel guilty. And also afraid, as if their father might get angry and hit them in the face. The servants' silhouettes could be seen in front of the chapel's entrance. Goda, Shannon, and Cannon. Which meant that all of the servants on the morning shift had gathered. A short while ago, Genji had spoke to Rosa, telling her what the situation was. However, without laying eyes on it directly, she definitely hadn't been able to understand. It was probably the same for all the servants gathered here as well. Without seeing it with their own eyes, they wouldn't have been able to understand what was going on. Oh boy. On the door at the entrance to the chapel was something very large, drawn with a creepy, stringy paint that made one think of blood. Something like a creepy magic circle. What? What is this? When was it drawn here? The servants looked at each other. Goda was the first to open his mouth. My apologies. I did it. We don't usually enter this building, so we don't know when it was made. Then who was the first person to find it? It was me. When I went to the dining hall to clean up the tea set, I found a memo with chapel written on it. Shannon held out the memo with a shaking hand. Whose handwriting is it? Is it Nissan or Nasan's? So after you came here and found this, right? Yes. Rosa-sama. Look at this. What? Nani. Happy Halloween for... What? Oh, I skipped that. Oh, man. Happy Halloween. Cannon pointed at a single line of English written below the creepy magic circle. Until it had been pointed out to her, she'd thought it was just another part of the magic circle. There, the following words were written in English. Happy Halloween for Maria. Happy Halloween for Maria. This creepy magic circle was for Maria. Happy Halloween. Yesterday, only one person had said Happy Halloween to Maria. The key phrase matched. It was the Golden Witch, Beatrice. What about Maria? She should be sleeping with her cousins, right? Did you check? My apologies. We just realized that Maria-sama's name was written here. We still have not checked. Quickly. What are you doing? I'll go check on Maria and come back. Tell Kraus Nissan and the rest, too. After that, follow their instructions. After saying that much, Rosa finally noticed that something was odd. Her own rank in the family conference was the lowest of the 4 siblings. Why had she been the only one called during an abnormal situation like this when the other siblings hadn't been? Even if Maria's name had popped up. Could it be... Huh? What? Yes. We tried to contact Kraus-sama, but we couldn't find him. And Madam was not in her room. Judging by the condition of the sheets, she might not have returned to her bed at all last night. Fuck. Rosa felt something creepy crawling slowly up her back. Did you check inside the chapel? No, not yet. We tried, but actually the lock to the chapel is special, so the master key will not work. That's useful to know. There is a single key that can open it, but that key is missing from the key box. Oh. She didn't want to get closer to the door with the creepy magic circle if she could. Rosa readied herself and approached, then tried pushing and pulling on the knob. As she felt was, all she felt was the resistance of the sturdy lock. We searched to see if there was a window we could enter through, but I think we'd have to break one of the windows if we wanted to check inside. What do you think? There's no way I can give you approval to do something like that. This is Father's precious chapel. At that time, the events of the previous day swirled around in the back of Rosa's mind. That's right. When I met that witch in the rose garden, didn't she hand Maria an envelope? Yeah, there's no mistake. She did hand it over. When Maria tried to open it, the witch told her not to do it yet. And then she surely said, "The time to open that will come soon." Rosa was sure. There could be no mistake. The envelope Maria had received was... have the key in it or something? After dashing back to the guest house, Rosa approached the cousin's room while hiding her footsteps. Softly, she opened the door and peered inside. From the inside, she could hear the healthy snores typical of young people. There were 4 children, and Maria was there, sleeping soundly. After breathing a sigh of relief, she entered the room with quiet footsteps. She was after Maria's handbag, which was resting on the sofa. Maria always liked carrying her treasures around with her. She was probably emulating how her mother always carried her makeup with her. Aww. Of course, she was just imitating her mother, so everything on inside was junk. Okay. One person's junk is another Maria's treasure. In Maria's case, it was full of small, creepy, occult items. That's not junk. Notebooks describing things of that nature, and so on. Also, her drawings? Like, Rosa, come on. Rosa had never been happy to see her daughter walking around with things like that, which weren't girlish at all. However, trying to force Maria to stop had resulted in a big fight, so she decided to let it be. I mean, yeah, why would you... Whatever. Here. This is it. A Western envelope with the crest of the gold eagle. When she took it out of the bag, she realized there was a heavy, vaguely cylindrical object inside. Sorry if I keep looking over here. The house is empty and there was a big sound and I got a motion notification on the front door. I'm like kind of fucking paranoid, especially with this game going on. So I'm like kind of weird. She could tell by its feel and its weight. There was no doubt. This was a key. After turning around and checking that Maria was still sound asleep, Rosa tore open the envelope and the contents spilled out into her palm. It was a key with an old and intricate design. Rosa gripped the key and dashed out. No, yeah, I'm having all sorts of tea, some black fella. Does Monster make tea? Nope. Battler seemed to have noticed that sound, but after grumbling and turning over in his sleep, he started snoring again. Genji-san.
源氏さん、この鍵。
Could this key be the key to the chapel?
礼拝堂。
Where
こ
did
れ
you?
をどこで？はい。
Yes,
これが
this is the key to the
礼拝堂
chapel.
の鍵です。
Rosa approached the creepy magic circle once again and put the key in the keyhole. There was a strong resistance. After it resisted for a short while, it stopped resisting with a clunk. Then, squeaking with a noise that hurt one's ears, it slowly began to open.
誰か。
Is anyone there? Her voice reverberated throughout the massive room. Of course, there was no answer. Because everyone was dead! The chapel had a high ceiling and the air was cold. And even on this rainy, unsettling day, it felt sacred for some reason. The servants timidly followed after Rosa.
Rosa-sama.
Rosa-sama, look at that. Canon noticed it immediately and pointed. Over there was the altar. In the place that would normally have a pastor preaching of God's love, there was a table that shouldn't have been there. At first, it looked like a dining table. There actually were gorgeous plates and utensils placed there, making it look like a child's birthday party or something. Upon closer inspection, the surrounding area had been decorated with pumpkins and black and orange ribbons. It's fucking Halloween, y'all. There were probably Halloween decorations. And there were people seated at the table. Happy Halloween, motherfuckers! 3 people on each side facing each other, the 6, seated in chairs. So what? So it's got to be like Natsuhi, Rudolph, Kraus. Do you think Eva and Hideyoshi? That would kind of fuck me up. They not so much Hideyoshi, definitely Eva though. They could be recognized at a glance. Kraus and his wife, Eva and her husband, and Rudolph and his wife. Okay. But if you wanted to be sure, you'd still have to go even closer and check. Because they seemed almost like dolls. Rosa and the rest had opened the door, entered all at once with the sound of many footsteps, and called out, asking if anyone was there. And yet, there had been no reaction. Even if Rosa and the rest assumed they were being ignored, you'd still expect there to be some kind of reaction. And there hadn't been even that. So at first, it felt like someone had set down some dolls that greatly resembled those people. By now, it wasn't just Rosa, Shannon and Cannon, and even Goda. They were all fighting frantically with the creepy emotion that grasped their hearts. Happy Halloween!
兄
Nissan?
さん。姉さん。
Nissan. As she walked towards the altar, she called out again. There was still no reaction. Yes, by now, Rosa was sure of it. She was sure these weren't dolls, but the people themselves.
これは。
This is... They grew close enough to see clearly what lay on the table. It still looked like an adorable banquet, reminiscent of a child's birthday party. Plates piled up with sweets, cute pitchers and with drinks. All kinds of pumpkin-shaped ornaments. They were all decorated in a Halloween style, and while this probably wasn't the time to be thinking it, Maria would surely have been delighted to see all this. I was literally thinking of Maria just running through and be like, "Oh, candy!" and then grabbing something and be like, nom, nom, nom. That was the state of the table that they sat in front of, apparently asleep. It was an eerie scene, as though a small, fun-looking Halloween party had been stopped in time.
兄さんたち
They're all
寝てるの
sleeping? Huh? When she approached even closer to them, she realized that there were snacks scattered all over the floor. Candies, cookies, soda, and chocolates, all with heavily fantasy-themed packaging. They were all scattered across a carpet covered with blackberry and cranberry jam. Oh, whoops, it's blood. Goda. Ooh-ah. Rosa and the rest finally realized what the situation was. It was a Halloween party. A banquet for those not of this world. Kraus, Natsuhi, Ava, Hideyoshi, Rudolph, and Kyrie were seated in chairs, apparently asleep, but all dead. How could you tell that they were dead and not simply sleeping? That was because they'd been vertically sliced open from their chests to their stomachs. Merry Christmas? Merry Chrysler? Kraus-sama. Shannon, no, Shannon. Hi! Key!
なんて
How cruel.
むごい
The six of them had sat down at a Halloween party before having their stomachs split open, killing them. Then the jam covering the floor must be what overflowed from their stomachs once they'd stuffed themselves completely, right? No. The contents of their stomachs had been scattered all over the floor. And that wasn't all. Out of their stomachs, it was almost as though they'd poured out, as though snacks had overflowed from there. The hell? Candies and cookies, soda and chocolates. Oh, is this where candy comes from? Had poured out, stained with blood, and had scattered across the floor. What could have happened to cause this? It's almost as though their stomachs were stuffed full to bursting with sweets. And it all poured out when their stomachs split open. Rosa remembered a certain shocking meal, a turkey that had been served at her own birthday. When it had been cut open with a knife, out flowed one of her favorite foods. But since she hadn't been told what was inside, the deep, deep red ketchup omelet rice poured out like bloody maggots, pulsing, dripping, slimy, pulpy, squelching. Oh. Yep. And she puked. That's a puke. Ooh. Yeah, ketchup rice. Delicious. The trauma of her youth was revived. Oof. That's a sentence. Rosa felt a monster raging inside her stomach as the acid started to rise. Unable to hold it back, she threw it all up on the floor. Her empty stomach had nothing but stomach acid. The scene in front of her was no fun Halloween party now. The three couples were enshrined right there, their stomachs vertically wrenched open with a so many snacks had been stuffed in there, pulpy, squishy. Blood and guts and sweets were overflowing onto the floor, blood-stained, sticky, sloppy, pulpy, sweet snacks that made your fingers stick together. Gummy. Ah, but stained with entrails. Sloppy. Pulpy. What was that I stepped on just now? That didn't feel like a candy or a cookie or a soda or a chocolate. I'm scared. What did I step on? I can't even look at the bottom of my foot. Who is the narrator? Is this... I'm assuming this is Ava. Or, I'm sorry, not Ava. Rosa. But, like, it's written in a weird way, you know? Itchy tasty. What a gruesome Halloween party. From far away, it had looked truly beautiful, fantastical, and fun. But from up close, it was horrible, disgusting, and yet somehow still beautiful. What'd she say? Rosa's wild thoughts tried as best they could to escape her throat, with a loud voice that was neither a scream nor a roar. I don't think she liked it. No, that's true. Grouse-sama. This is horrible. Just horrible. Goda. Ah! Everyone do their best Goda face. Call an ambulance! Call the police! That's right. The police! Police, 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 police! Rosa, I don't think that's how it works. I think you gotta get a phone, lady. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they just come running. If a word so tied to reality hadn't come out of Goda's mouth, Rosa and the rest would probably have found themselves unable to escape the nightmarish party even now. But it wasn't because they thought the police might be able to do something. If they didn't keep yelling about the police, it felt as though another seat might be opened up at this demon's party and given to them. Damn, okay, Ryakishi, okay, I see. Ryakishi saw me, saw my little joke, and had to go ahead and get out ahead of it. Their own chests felt like they were expanding unpleasantly from the inside, rumbling, churning. And it was surely because candy was about to overflow from their stomachs. Rosa, once again tortured by a desire to vomit, threw her stomach acid up on the floor. And then she searched to see if there was any candy in it. She's really going through it. Jan, I don't think it's ethical to do this to children. I don't think it would be crazy. Not Goosebumps necessarily, but definitely like what was his other one? Fear Street. I could see Fear Street doing something like this. Fear Street would actually be like, yeah. Because Fear Street, was more for like teens, young adults. And then she searched to see if there was any candy in it. It is kind of, I get where you're coming from though, Jan. Like it is kind of, hello. It is kind of, hello, I'm a Roll Stone. Watch out. Did you eat too much candy and puke it up? Oh no. Anyway. Rosa coughed violently again, forcefully spitting out the stomach acid that had been burning in her throat. She realized that by now, her whole body had been covered in a filthy sweat. Her avatar should have like, just like dribbling like puke on it. Anyway. Genji-san, Shannon-chan, please contact father and ask for instructions. Goda-san, go with Canon and call the police. Then have Dr. Nanjo come here. Why even bring Dr. Nanjo here? It's a bit too late for medical care. The servants accepted their orders and dashed outside. After watching them leave, Rosa once again stared at her siblings, with whom she'd spent good times and bad, and their partners. Though there could be nothing more tragic than this scene, for some reason she was tempted to describe these fantastical deaths as beautiful. Hmm. They aren't here. Where'd they go?
使用人室も厨
The
房
servant
も
room and the
空っぽだぜ
kitchen are both empty.
一体どうしちま
What
った
in
って
the
んだ
world happened? Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Oh, Maria. Oh, Mama, where's Mama? Oh, well, my letter. The letter I got from Beto. Beto. Should really not say Beto. Give it back! Give it back! Oh. Perplexing. Battler-kun, are you sure it was Aunt Rosa? Well, even if I was half asleep, so I'm not too sure. But I get the feeling that in the early morning, Aunt Rosa came in and fished around in Maria's handbag. You get the feeling, huh? I figured there was probably a tube of toothpaste or something in there. Does he know? How would there be a tube of toothpaste in Maria's handbag? I mean, honestly, that's one of the things I would expect to find in a handbag. Whatever. Like that, or like floss or something, you know? Like literally, why not? Like, whatever. Jessica. Anyway, looks like you were a little more than half asleep. It's an over. Yeah, literally, Brokeby. Literally, yes. Battler vaguely remembered Rosa entering the cousin's room. Also, when Maria woke up before the rest of them, she'd started rampaging around, saying that someone had opened the envelope she'd been keeping safe. Putting two and two together, they figured that Rosa had probably come and opened the envelope. A letter from the Golden Witch. I wonder what was inside. I don't know. Trying to figure out a good George voice. But that envelope was for grandfather's personal use, and it had the Ushinomiya family crest on it. Envelope was for grandfather's personal use? Whatever was inside, it must have had some connection to the family conference. Grandfather's personal use. Huh. She hadn't let anyone touch it, but yesterday Maria had shown that envelope off to Battler and the rest a whole lot. So they remembered it well. Oh my. Mama, give it back! Mama, give it back! No. No. Well, if you're right, it'd have to be pretty important. Why would this mighty witch give something that important to Maria? I don't get it. Every once in a while, the refreshing morning atmosphere was completely wiped out by the sound of thunder. It was only natural. Since the moment they'd woken up, they hadn't met anyone else. It felt like only they were left, as if the mansion had become an empty husk. Hey! Anyone there? Answer me! Jessica called out into the hallway, and eventually an answer came back. It came from the entrance hall. Nanjo, I can hear you. Has something happened? It's Dr. Nanjo. Thank goodness. It looks like everyone but us hasn't disappeared from this island after all. Dr. Nanjo, good morning. Sorry, but do you know where our parents went? Man, something's going on with Nanjo. Dear me. I only just woke up and came here, you see. I have no way of knowing for sure, but let's see. It was only natural. Nanjo was a guest just like the rest of them. He'd come just now to pass the time in the parlor until breakfast. No. Dr. Nanjo, Mama took it. Mama took my letter. Oh. Give it back, give it back. Ooh, ooh. Maria buried her face in Nanjo's plump stomach, sobbing and crying. Oh. Nanjo could do nothing but be bewildered by this ruckus so early in the morning. You see what I'm talking about? He's like kind of grandpa, you know? He's kind of grandpa. He's kind of like... I'm getting a vibe, you know? Like, I don't know. Anyway. He's kind of peepaw coated. It's true. Very well said. Ah. Someone's running this way. Jessica. Someone's coming. From down the hall, they could sense people running hurriedly. Happy belated birthday, Naja. From down the hall, they could sense people running hurriedly. They saw Goda and Cannon coming towards them. Normally, it would be disgraceful for a servant to run inside the mansion. And yet, Battler and the rest didn't even think to question that now. Maria's sobbing had become so unmanageable they wanted to ask anyone, where Rosa was. But the two servants seemed to have bigger things on their minds than Jessica, who was waving at them. Goda flew into the servant room, and when Cannon noticed that Nanja was there, he bowed and approached the doctor at a quick pace, whispering something into his ear. What did you say? Rosa-san did? Hi. Yes. I will guide you. Please accompany me. Understood. This way. Without saying anything more than that, Cannon finally noticed Jessica and bowed to her. But he wasn't calm. He dashed back down the corridor by which he had come, followed by Nanjo. By looking at how hurried they were, Battler and the rest realized that yes, something bad really had happened. They saw Goda through the door to the servant room, which had been flung open. He was holding the receiver and violently pressing the hook. From that, they realized he was trying to call a hospital or the police. In any event, he was trying to call someone because a serious emergency had occurred. Let's have a look. Yeah. Mama, give it back! Give back my letter! It's an invitation to the Golden Land. They didn't know what, but something was happening. Battler and the rest chased after Cannon and Nanjo. And then we realized Cannon had called Dr. Nanjo, but he hadn't called us. Us. This really is... Well, obviously it's one of the kids who's narrating. It's got to be one of the 4 kids. I'm thinking it's Battler. Us. Maybe each chapter is like a different kid remembering the events. Anyway. So we shouldn't have gone with them. I wonder if Alice regretted her excess curiosity when she chased after the rabbit holding a clock. Okay. I was like, who the fuck is Alice? Like, wait. Alright. I'm really like fucking in it right now. New character, Alice. No, you mustn't go in. You mustn't look. Jessica-chan. No. Eek. Once again. Also, music. Here we go. Mother, father. What happened? Is he puking too? What the hell is this? This goes way beyond bad taste. Okay, now I'm gonna puke. Isn't taking someone's life bad enough? What the hell is this? Going to all the trouble after they died of sitting them on chairs, slicing their stomachs, and pulling their entrails out. You went to all the trouble of stuffing their stomachs full of sweets. Why? Why the hell would you do something so fucked up? Damn it, damn it. Nice job, you bastard. Just great, just great. Gah! It would be best if everyone went outside. They certainly wouldn't want you all to see them like this. I need to check if they're dead. Naja told the children to go outside, but no one listened. Rosa-san, please tell them. If they keep looking at something like this, it will do nothing but harm. Rosa regretted her own carelessness. She should have realized that the children would eventually come here. She should have quickly locked up instead of standing around stunned. Is this like a new variation of the song? So the children had come here. They had seen it. No, this is the same one. Surely at this moment, they were having a sight burned into their eyes. Yeah, every time it gets a little bit, you know, it's the same song, but I focus on different like parts of it, and it's fun. That was far more grotesque than the shocking meal Rosa had witnessed in her youth. What is this meal that she was on? Like, it had a... So it was like a duck, but then it had ketchup rice stuffed into it. And so when they cut it, it was like ketchup and rice, but the ketchup looked like blood and the rice looked like maggots. While she hugged Maria, who seemed to be too shocked to show any emotion at this gruesome scene, Rosa cried for them and their parents. The four groaning and crying voices, their sadness continued to echo in a place that should have known God's love. You piece of crap! Again? Another one of these murders? And this time you made it all elaborate, killing them like it's a total joke. Wait a minute. This really does feel like he's yelling at us. Like we're the ones who are being entertained by these people dying. And yes, Battler does remember. A guy playing the murder. What is this, a murder? Can you expect nothing less? Cackle, cackle, cackle. I was rather hoping you'd thank me, not cry out in grief. Thank you? Did you say I should thank you, you old bitch? I mean, which? Damn it. If there's something wrong with your ears, I'll cut them off so you can hear better. Why should I have to see that insane way of killing and say, oh, thank you very much, Beatrice-sama. I'll beat your brains out. That face, though. In the last game, you lamented the fact that you couldn't see your parents' faces after they died, yes? So this time I left them. Didn't touch them. Take a good look, for without a doubt, your father and the rest have been killed. Really? What a nice treat. I'm so fucking happy. I swore I'd plow your face after I choked the light out of you. Battler, we okay. Something's getting lost in translation. But I'll take that back now. I'll rip out your guts instead. Battler! Oh, that face, though. That face. There you go. Don't give in to emotion. Don't stop thinking. My game has already begun, right? Cackle, cackle, cackle. I decided to leave you neat and tidy corpses this time. Do you know why? Her canines are very pronounced. When you denied my existence in the last game, you used this line of thinking. Their faces were crushed, so the identity of the corpses can't be confirmed. Therefore, we can't eliminate the possibility that fake corpses were prepared to create an alibi. Unless that possibility is denied, a human culprit theory can still be built. I mean, no, that's an avenue of thinking, but all right, Beatrice. Nandata? What'd you say? It's her. Praise be. Praise be. Praise be, Beatrice. So, Battler, is it okay to leave the examination of the corpses to Nanjo? Isn't it traditional in mystery novels for the doctor who performs such examinations to be an accomplice? Then don't leave the examination to him. Do it yourself. Make completely sure that without a doubt, these 6 corpses are the 6 people they're supposed to be. That they really, really are dead, not just pretending. If you wish to confirm that your father and mother have been killed by having their stomachs cut open and their entrails pulled out, you better stick your hand inside their stomachs and feel around. Oh, brother. Oh, there she was. Y'all hear that? Madam. I won't cry. He said cry. Damn it. Damn it. I won't cry. I will suck him. Battler suddenly yelled. His tears were still dripping down, but as though scolding himself for being a sissy, he slapped his face hard several times with both hands. Even so, the tears still wouldn't stop. However, he felt a hot blaze in both his eyes. Whoever is responsible for this piece of work, I'll make them pay back their debt completely. So this isn't the time to cry. Gotta think about what to do. It's useless. It's all useless. If you've got enough time to cry, then think. This is no time to let yourself cry. Rather than genuine anger, maybe it was more of an evasive anger to blot out his sadness. However, it gave a little courage to George and Jessica, who had been crushed by the sadness. That's right. Even if we cry, it won't change the reality of what has happened. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Then what should we do? What should I do? For Mom and Dad's sakes. Rosa-sama, I have returned. Goda-san, what happened with the police? What do they say to do? They say when they think they'll be able to get here? As to that, it seems the phones have broken down. I also tried the emergency wireless, but maybe it's the weather, but that isn't working either. Yeah, the emergency wireless isn't working? Bruh. Okay. See, this is what I'm fucking talking about. It's like, if you're a fucking witch, and you're doing all this crazy shit, and you're like, oh, I'm a witch, opa-dopa-doo, I'm like casting all these spells and stuff, better believe in me. Why are you afraid to have the police come? Why are you locking everything off? Why have you gone through the fucking trouble of getting the emergency wireless down? Like, anyway. It's like, for a witch, you seem to be kind of scared. Anyway. If it's not a witch, then explain the murders. There is one flaw to Beatrice's line of thinking that I really like Battler. I hope Battler can eventually get to exploiting this, but I love that Battler at the beginning of this was just like, look, just because I don't know how it was done doesn't mean a fucking witch did it. It's like, oh, I believe in aliens, so that means no matter what happens, if it has any kind of improbable explanation, a fucking alien did it, you know? But what if Beatrice is alien? That's actually a really good point. All right, that's my other theory. I also tried the emergency wireless. That's not working either. What did you just say? So we can't contact the police? It's that person. They did something to the phone line, made it so we can't reach the cops. That would be a fun angle, though. That would be a fun angle. Is that what this game is? Is it like you have a base mystery and you have like a bunch of ideas for how it works, and then each chapter it's just like, oh, you probably thought that their faces were crushed because I'm flipping around the people, and then so the second chapter is like, oh, well, I left their faces so that you can confirm that they're the people. And then the next chapter is going to be like, oh, you guys had a problem with the cops not being called, so this time we're going to let the phones be on, and the cops can come by and check everything out. And then the next one is like... That's kind of sick. That's kind of sick. Oh, man. I'm imagining that the middle part of this game, like the very end of the question arcs, is just going to be like basically Battler at his wit's end and just being like, you have to be a witch. This has to be a witch. And then like right at the tail end of it, it's like, maybe there's a flaw. There's a little chink in the armor. There's a little like, and then that's when everything else comes out with the answer arcs. And then suddenly it's like, oh, this is totally explainable. Anyway, it's that person. They did something to the phone line, made it so we can't reach the cops. When she heard that the phone lines had broken down, Jessica immediately decided that it was the work of that mysterious guest. Her eyes were bright red after so much crying, and they began to grow even redder with rage. God. There's no need to talk about it, right? Yeah, this song is really good. I understand everything. That's right. I get it. Who killed Dad and Mom? It's obviously her. It's got to be that witch or whatever who came yesterday. I'll grab her by the collar. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it! Jessica-chan, wait! Goda-san, Ken-kun, go. Yes, ma'am. Milady, wait! Covering her uncontrollable sadness with anger, Jessica ran outside, torn apart by emotion. Thinking about it hastily, maybe the mysterious guest who'd arrived yesterday, Beatrice, was suspicious. However, in that instant, there was absolutely no proof that she was the culprit. At this moment, she's just another guest, no more, no less. Well, at the very least, she may know what happened. We know that she knows what happened because she was there with them and they all... maybe she doesn't know exactly what happened, but she definitely knows that something happened. I would like it. It would be fun. It would be a fun wrinkle if this story was basically like other people doing things around Beatrice and it kind of leading her to think that she is a witch when in reality it's just like it's very serendipitous. Like all these murders are kind of like gravitating around her. It's like subtly confirming that she's like, that'd be kind of funny. But I don't know. We'll see. So Rosa, making an adult decision, was forced to stop Jessica in her rash rampage. Goda and Cannon picked up on this immediately and chased after her. Could the guess that no one invited Beatrice be the culprit? I understand how Jessica feels. I wish I could think of that too. It doesn't matter who. I want someone to be the culprit so I can bash them right in the face. But before that, we need a clear understanding of what's going on. Who is this Beatrice? I haven't even seen her face. Okay. If you're looking for her face, it decorates the big portrait in the mansion. You still don't remember after looking at it for so long? Come on, Maria. What's so funny in a situation like this? Beatrice is a witch. And the ceremony to open the door to the Golden Land has finally begun. Those 6 people are sacrifices. Come, let us begin the witches' banquet. Tonight is Halloween, so now the witches will gather to celebrate. Tonight is Halloween? It's not Halloween, Maria.
マリア
See, this is another thing where it makes me think like Rikishi did that on purpose. Rikishi would know when Halloween is. And that's a clue, you know? It's like, it's October 5th, Halloween. I feel like that's a clue. I feel like that's like a little hint that like, actually, anyway, at the very least, it wouldn't shock me that, oh, you know, Maria got the date wrong. But anyway, Maria, don't I always tell you not to laugh with that creepy voice? Please stop hurting Maria. The crisp sound of Rosa slapping Maria's cheek echoed through the high ceilinged chapel. Cool. Great. Ever since it started raining yesterday, no, ever since the island was swallowed by the typhoon, I felt as though something was wrong. It was bright and sunny when I arrived at Mokonjima, but since I'd gotten up early and was sleepy, I took a nap. When I woke up, it had already started raining, and ever since that time, suddenly a mysterious visitor calling herself the Golden Witch Beatrice arrived, and it felt like I was sinking bit by bit into a bizarre world. What the heck happened while I was napping? Am I supposed to believe this island was sealed off inside a different world where common sense doesn't apply? Jan, when I was at the 2015 AX Ryokishi Q&A, someone asked what really happened, and Ryokishi said in English, Halloween party. It's true. I mean, that's just facts. Who is this person called Beatrice? Is some unknown person trying to involve themselves with the inheritance problem, just like our parents were freaking out about at dinner last night? You know, considering the plot of Silent Hill F, I really am curious if this game is actually going to have, like, because Higurashi, no spoilers, but Higurashi has answers for the questions. Like, you have a series of questions during the question arc, and those are all answered in the answer arcs. All of them. I don't think I have a single question about the plot of Higurashi. Except maybe a couple things, but it's not here nor there. With this one, and based on what Jan just said, and the plot of Silent Hill F, it really makes me think that, like, it's possible that we're not actually going to get definitive answers or solutions to the questions and problems brought up in the question arcs of this game. And in that way, it really is going to be a battle between, like, people who... It really is going to lean into that aspect of what... Because Higurashi had kind of a similar thing, but it went a different way with it. In this, it might go a little bit more Silent Hill, where it's like... What do you think? You know? How do you feel? And that would kind of elucidate your feelings on life and people. Anyway, question, who did all this freak shit? Answer, a freak? It's true. Who is this person called Beatrice? Is some unknown person trying to involve themselves with the inheritance problem, just like at dinner last night? Or is the culprit this witch from the Legend of the Gold, just like Maria said? Even if we set Jessica's temper aside, given the circumstances, it's probably safe to say that this visitor person is the most suspicious. But we mustn't make up our minds based on that alone. Ah, it's useless, it's useless, it's useless. Chaos Coded Hero, this is much more interested as a text in engaging with a conversation with the reader. Yeah, no, I'm definitely getting that vibe. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying right now, because I kind of went into this thinking that it would be a little bit more Higurashi, but it seems like it's really going in with, like, what do you think? You know, how do you interpret these events? And in that case, I kind of need to stop, like, that part of my brain that's like, ooh, we're gonna get answers. You know, I'm trying to get ahead of myself in that, because I'm the kind of guy who, like, gets kind of annoyed when a game doesn't like give you all of the answers. And as I've gotten older and as I've kind of leaned on, like, the things I really like about horror in particular, I've been cooler about, like, just letting, you know, people, like, sort of infer what they want to and kind of making the connecting the dots in their own heads. And I just need to, you know, get out ahead of that, and for me right now, and just be like, okay, Bob, you're probably not going to get all answers. This is probably going to be a conversation. This is probably going to be more of like a, what do you think kind of situation. So anyway, an answer exists in every question. I smacked my face with both hands again, cooling off my brains before they overloaded. Even though it might have been a wasted effort. This is one of grandfather's envelopes. On a tray piled up with sweets that decorated the table, George Aniki found a Western envelope that had the Ushiramiya family crest done on it in gold leaf. And it was unopened. Which means it's probably meant for us, right? Or Rosa had that, right? Maybe she left it behind. If it was something Dad and the others read, it should be open. It seems your reasoning is correct. It's written right here. Someone wrote, "To those who remain." Was this Rosa's letter? I forget. Is that a letter the culprit left? What was Rosa's letter? Rosa had a letter. It's a third letter? I don't know about that. We'll go along with that for now, but this might be one of those tricks. This might be one of those situations where it's like, is it Rosa? I don't know. She died in the first one, but that was because, see, that's the interesting thing about the first loop, because Rosa died, but her face was smashed, so you couldn't really tell if it was actually her. So her body could have been swapped with somebody. Is that a third letter the culprit? Is that a letter the culprit left? What's inside? Aniki, let's open it. After nodding silently, George Aniki broke the seal. A folded letter came out. I'll read it. Welcome to Rokkenjima, members of the Ushiramiya family. I am Beatrice, the alchemist for this family employed by Kinzo-sama himself. That letter really was a joke. This Beatrice, who called herself the family alchemist, had announced that she was collecting the gold she'd lent grandfather along with interest. And that interest was everything grandfather had created. Since this tragedy was right before our eyes, and as this paragraph was read aloud, it clearly wasn't referring just to the wealth that grandfather had built up. It was literal. Everything that grandfather had created. In other words, all of grandfather's descendants were included in the interest. You bastard. What a screwed up contract. Lives as interest for gold, you say? That's almost like a contract with the devil, isn't it? Yes, Balloon. Yeah, bud. You think that makes you look more like a witch? Ha, don't make me laugh. Special clause. However, if someone is able to discover the hidden gold of this contract, Beatrice must abandon these rights for all time. For all time. Kinzo-sama has already publicly displayed the location of the hidden gold within the epitaph under my portrait. In other words, it's something like this. If these murders represent her collecting interest, then she's telling us to try and find the gold she gave grandfather if we want her to stop. And she's also saying that the secret pointing to the gold is hidden in the portrait epitaph. So basically, this is a letter of challenge from the witch. She's telling us to try and solve the code that points to the hidden gold if we can. And if we can't, she'll keep collecting the interest as planned. I'll beat you to death. Bring it on. Okay. Battler-kun. Look, look. The table was covered with sweets. So even though those things were right out in the open, we just assumed they were sweets too. I mean, come on, you see them a lot, right? You know, those boxes of chocolate shaped like gold ingots. This is no box of candy. It's the real thing. This is a real gold bar. It's inscribed with the crest of the one-winged eagle. I heard Mother talking about this earlier. This is a gold bar from Grandfather's Legend of the Gold. Sorry, someone just tried to call me. That's why I kind of did a weird thing, because I was like, is that someone calling me on Discord? I don't think it's showing up on the stream. Anyway, I'll put my thing down here. Gold ingots weighing a full 10 kilograms. A whole 3 of them were piled up in the very center of the table. 3 of them? 3. It was where a cake would be placed if it was a birthday party. In other words, this was without a doubt the birthday cake of the party known as the family conference. But there was only one that we knew of. These are really 4 nines quality ingots. What? Gulp. It's worth about 60 million yen. Dumbass! That's too cheap. Your parents have been killed, and all you've got is this pile of just 60 million yen in gold? Kraus had 1 in the vault last episode. Yeah. So Kraus had 1, and there were what, 3 or 4? 3? I thought I saw 3. Don't take us for fools, damn it! Maria, no, honey. So it has begun, Beatrice. 3 are on the table. That makes me think all the kids have a gold bar, right? It's not like anyone can solve this riddle anyway. So Beato will definitely win. Quickly open the door to the Golden Land and take me with you. Broken Bee, if you recall, Rosa was present at the scene with the parents with Beatrice when they said they believe in her too. Something's going on. Oh yeah, Rosa was. That's really weird. Why is she lying? Or maybe not lying. Something weird's going on. You're right. I totally forgot about that. So she went back and then suddenly they're all dead. I mean, yeah. I wouldn't put it past Rosa to be deluding herself. It seems like she does that a lot. Or maybe not deluding herself. Deluding herself might be rude. Protecting her brain. Lady, please calm yourself. We still don't know who the culprit is. And Beatrice-sama is an important and honored guest of the Masters. So what? If we grab her by the collar, she'll definitely confess. If I can just look her in the eye, I'll know. I'll see through her. A witch? Beatrice? Yeah, right. I'll expose her. Jessica never stopped moving. Goda and Cannon chased after her, doing their best to convince her to stop, but Jessica never lent them an ear. Eventually, the witch's VIP room came into view. This VIP room was always sealed and never used. No matter what kind of guest came, Kinzo wouldn't let them in there. And yet the servants were always made to clean this room so that it could be used at any time. So the servants had started calling this room the witch's VIP room after their second shapeless master. That's interesting because she would be a character to the servants because they're literally that makes a lot of sense. Also, I like how even though I'm with Battler and I'm trying to like focus on the like a sort of realistic idea of what's going on, I also have to like kind of allow for the idea that like we are going back in time and like doing these events over again, you know? But I also think that like the thing that I said at the very beginning, like this is basically a battle in Battler's mind, trying to figure out what the fuck happened. Maybe even on the very first playthrough, just trying to figure out what the hell. I think that might be a thing. Anyway, so the servants had started calling this room the witch's VIP room. Jessica knew about this too, and she couldn't forgive the arrogance of the one who called herself a witch by staying in that room. The Golden Witch was just a fairy tale. Come on, a witch? To Jessica, she was nothing more or less than the murderer who had brutally killed her parents. Question her, hear her pitiful excuses, make her splutter in pain, gasp in anguish. No matter how hard she pretends to be a witch, I'll teach her that she's just a stinking, sweaty human. Damn. As Jessica yelled with all of her strength, she hit the door to the VIP room. It definitely wasn't a knock. FBI, open up. That sound was the beating of her anger's hammer, as if she was determined to break down the door if it wasn't open. Open up, Beatrice. Come out. You hear me, right? Open up. There was no answer. Jessica grabbed the doorknob without any reservation, but she felt the resistance of the lock. She turned around to look at the two servants and spoke. The master's key will unlock this, right? Use it. Milady, that would be horribly rude. Can punch Goda in the face. Although Goda was flustered, he still tried to somehow calm Jessica's anger. After hanging his head silently for a while, Cannon pulled a master key from his jacket pocket. Cannon-san, are you sure? Yes, I'm fully aware it would be rude if she happens to be in there. At any rate, if Beatrice had nothing to do with that incident, all she has to do is give us a satisfying explanation. That's right, exactly. Let me borrow that. Cannon's cool now. It's weird. Jessica snatched the master key from Cannon's hand and violently shoved it into the keyhole. Immediately, there was a small sound and she felt the lock click. Then, without asking permission, she flung the door open. Beatrice, where are you? Come out! Jessica rudely stepped into the room. The witch wasn't anywhere to be seen. That bitch! She's not here! Where the hell'd she go? Yes, she doesn't seem to be here. Jessica, thinking she might be hiding somewhere inside the room, peeked out behind the curtains and under the bed, but she couldn't find anyone. However, there definitely were signs that the bed had been used. And though it was only a vague sense, the atmosphere in the room felt a little soft. It wasn't the hard atmosphere of a place normally devoid of people, like the chapel. You could definitely tell that someone had spent the night in this room. But she could not be seen. In reality, neither Jessica nor Goda had met Beatrice. They had only been told by those that had met her that she looked like a double of the character in that portrait. So they were doubtful about what her face really looked like. However, Cannon alone had met her. He understood what kind of being that witch was, what kind of personality she had. So he knew that forcing their way in here in search for her definitely wouldn't work out. She must be watching us bitterly flail about in vain from somewhere, sneering at us. She's that kind of person. Because he was looking at it that way, Cannon was the first to find it. The other two were concentrating on finding the shadow of a person, so they didn't notice. Near a water jug on the side table, there was a single sheet of letter paper. On it was a short message, and nearby was a fountain pen, which had probably been used to write it. Cannon had already come to understand the witch. After finding the corpses, they had been overcome by rage and barged in here, only to find no one. So of course the witch would mock them. You can't mock someone unless they know they're being mocked. So in other words, That's what this must be.
お嬢様、
Milady,
ここに何か書かれてい
there's
ます。
something written here.
書かれてるってなんだ。
Something written? What? Jessica dashed over and violently snatched the piece of paper away. She probably wasn't trying to be violent. She just couldn't control her strength right now.
だと。
Oh, what the? Don't fuck with me. As soon as she read the message, Jessica went into a wild rage, crumpled the paper up, and threw it. Then she grabbed the light stand by the bedside and violently swung it around, mercilessly hitting the walls and furniture with it. The light bulbs all shattered at once, and the fragments were scattered across the room. Milady, please calm down. You'll hurt yourself. Let go. Damn it, damn it. Come out, Beatrice. How could you do that to Mom and Dad? Does the piece of paper just say, like, Lameo? You think you scare me? I'll kill you. I'll kill you. I'll beat you to death. So show yourself. That's actually a good reason not to show yourself. I told you to let go of me, damn it! This was written on the paper. Did you think it'd be that senile? Did you think I'd be that senile to just sit around here waiting for you to come barging in? You're way too inelegant for this intellectual night. I can only imagine what the parents who raised you to be such a moron must have looked like. Oh my god. Oh my god. Beatrice, why? Oh, what is that, 7 murders? All right, I saw them and they look just as moronic as you. Oh my god, dude. Now their bellies are full in the land of sweets. That's weird. It was the sort of thing that witch would write. It meant she'd predicted that one of the children who'd lost their parents would come running in here. If she's hiding somewhere in this room, she must be rolling around laughing right now. The witch was that kind of person. She sneered at people's misfortune, using it to starve off the boredom of 1,000 years. Hand it over. I'm telling you, you'll hurt yourself. What? Maraka Skullman, yo Bob, did you see that Iran has threatened to blow up OpenAI's Abu Dhabi data center? If they do that, will you join me in converting to Shia Islam and swearing loyalty to the Ayatollah? Okay. All right. Okay. What a weird like couple days it's been. My God. We were talking about it on Easter on Easter Sunday. Bruh. Anyway. Inshallah. Anyway, hand it over. I'm telling you, you'll hurt yourself. What's up, Cat? I told you to let go. Damn it. Damn it. You missed Halloween. Could have snatched away the light stand Jessica had been holding. After all, if she kept swinging it around, she might end up smashing it against something which could cause serious injury. To Goda's eyes, Jessica probably looked mad with rage, burning herself up with flames of anger, but Cannon's eyes saw it differently. Those were probably tears of sadness hidden by rage. So, when the light stand was taken from Jessica, when she started crying on the floor, scratching at the carpet almost as though she was groveling, Goda was surprised, but Cannon was not. Of course. She had lost her means of crying by lashing out in rage. Oh. Dad, Mom. Oh. Wow. Jessica's voice actor is going like, wow. Ursula, Jesus Christ. That's so fucked up. Considering that she was a daughter of the Yoshirumiya head family, she was in a very shabby state. She scratched at the carpet with her fingernails, and even her feet were scratching. Jessica cried very, very hard, because if she didn't, her rage would start building up again and swallow her up. But over and over again, she remembered that humiliating message. I can only imagine what the parents who raised you to be such a moron must have looked like. Don't you call them morons? Both Dad and Mom were smart. Unlike me, they were really smart. Don't you call them morons? Take it back. Take it back. No. Oh, right. I saw them, and they looked just as moronic as you. Now their bellies are full in the land of sweets. Aw. Damn it. Damn it. I'll kill her. I'll kill her. I'll slice open her stomach and see how she likes it. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. As Jessica cried and screamed, she triggered an asthma attack. The servants watching over her hurriedly ran up to her and rubbed her back, but that only provoked Jessica's wrath. The hell? If you got the time to do that, search for that bastard. Find him and bring him here. If you won't go, I will. And I'll kill him with my own hands. I'll slice open their stomach. Slice open their stomach. Don't touch me. Damn it, damn it. Jessica got up unsteadily, and as her asthma continued, she went out into the hallway. Milady, your medicine, quickly! I will call Dr. Nanjo. Goda-san, would you leave this to me? Kanon had noticed. Goda, who was vastly separated from her in age, probably couldn't sense the tears in Jessica's heart. Kanon, who had noticed, had to be the one to support her. Kanon-san, are you sure? I believe Milady needs some time to cry right now, considering that she saw her parents killed like that. Yeah, you fucking idiot. Oh, right, yeah. You're right. Why don't you go make a turducken or some shit? Goda also understood, and he knew that Jessica and Kanon had shared a vague relationship with each other. So he understood everything and left it to Kanon. Very well. I will go back to Rosa-sama. Please take care of Milady. Yes. Leave it to me. Kanon's voice was frail, but he nodded firmly. After looking at his eyes, Goda nodded firmly as well. Goda was a veteran with many years behind him. He'd seen a great number of people in his life. So he knew the vigorous sparkle that could be found in the eyes of those who possessed self-control. He had surely seen that in Kanon's eyes, so he would leave this to Kanon. When you think about it, maybe this was the first time Goda had ever entrusted Kanon and relied on him for a job. Jessica, still suffering from her asthma, seemed to be heading towards her room, though she kept leaning against the wall. Kanon followed her wordlessly. If she had asked for a hand, he would have leapt forward and supported her. But until Jessica did that, he chose to hide himself, watching over her from a distance where he could come to her rescue at any time. When people feel their hearts are about to explode from sadness and want to have someone by their sides, you can bet 10 billion of them would want to turn around and find someone in the place Kanon now stood. Aww. As he watched over Jessica from behind. Then, finally, she doubled over in front of the door to her room. The asthma attack had stolen all her strength. and her thoughts had gotten hazy from the lack of oxygen, making it impossible even to stand up again. But right then, Jessica didn't think she wanted someone to lend a hand. She still hadn't been able to overcome the flames of anger. Even if someone had offered her a hand with good intentions, Jessica would have wanted to tear it off right then. She knew how unfair that would be, so she definitely wouldn't ask for help until she overcame the fiery anger burning inside. Jessica had probably lost the willpower to even call for help, but Cannon heard it. He definitely heard it. Cannon definitely heard that voiceless call for help, one shared by miserable grievers the world round. An endless scream that no one ever seems to hear. Cannon quietly knelt by Jessica's side and wordlessly offered her a shoulder. Though Jessica kept coughing painfully, she accepted it, unlocked the door to her room, and entered.
こちらへ。
This way.
今、お薬を
I'll
ご用意します。
prepare your medicine right away. Jessica often said that when her asthma got serious enough, it hurt so bad that it felt like she'd vomit up her whole stomach. Her face was pale and her gaze wavered. And yet the coughing continued. Even so, her sadness was probably even stronger. After having her sit on the bed, Cannon took a broncho... Why do I keep fucking this up? Bronchodilator from a cute little basket on a nearby side table and handed it to her. Jessica sometimes forgot to take her medicine with her. Whenever this seemed to have happened, Cannon would take notice and secretly carry around the inhaler from the first aid kit in the servant room, but he hadn't done so today. He scolded himself, as though wondering how he could call himself furniture after failing to bring it with him on a day like this. Then he remembered the day when he'd used that word and somehow betrayed Jessica's feelings. It jarred Cannon's heart, but he felt it would be indiscreet to think about something like that, considering how Jessica felt now. And he locked it up inside the depths of his heart. When she inhaled her medicine, Jessica's wild breathing calmed down bit by bit, and she was finally able to regain her composure. But she'd lost too much strength and willpower to get up from the bed. Are you all right,
お嬢様。
milady?
私は
I'm
大丈夫だぜ。
all right.
父さんと母さんは
I'm all messed up over mom
ダ
and
メだ
dad,
けど、私は
but
もうちょっとなきゃ
after I cry a bit
大
more,
丈夫だぜ。
I'll be all right. Cannon regretted his poor choice of words. Did he really say, "Are you all right?" to her? It really feels like, it really feels like Rikishi had like a couple people read this or something, and then like, like he watched them as they were reading it, and then they were like, "Did this motherfucker really just say, 'Are you all right?' to this lady who just lost both of her fucking parents and then got mocked by a fucking witch?" And then Rikishi's like, I'm gonna put that in the story. Was he really that clueless about the pain in her heart? This was what made him furniture. No, dude. Oh my god. This was why he couldn't become human.
廊下におります。
I will be in the corridor. Bruh! I am begging you to get a fucking clue. I am pleading to take the pads out of your shoulders and get a fucking clue, dog.
ご用がありましたら。
If you need anything, please call me immediately. Cannon understood that she still needed some time to cry alone. Bruh, she doesn't need time to cry. Oh my god. She needs time to cry with someone. Fuck. Anyway. He told her to call him at any time, bowed, and tried to leave the room.
何か。
Do you need something? Jessica had spoken up as though she wanted him to stop, so Cannon had stopped. If she asks it, I'll do anything I can to help her. Right now, I'd become even a cane or a chair if it would help ease the pain in her heart. If by doing that, I could make up for the pain I dealt her heart on that day. For a while, Jessica stared into Cannon's eyes. It was as though her reason for stopping him was something that she couldn't put into words. Cannon, I'm begging you. I'm fucking begging you, dog. Faction just put some real good art in Umi chat. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Faction art, I'm fucking there. Okay. Alright, here we go. Alright, chat. This is by Faction. So that is Jan saying, question, who did all this freak shit? Answer, a freak. Who did all this freak shit? Yo boy, I got some toes that need smooching. Faction. Oh my god, Faction's art is so fucking good. Ugh. And your colors, ugh. It's so beautiful. The whole, all of it. The ouvroir. The je ne sais quoi. Bruh. Okay, now they're... Okay, I literally... Okay. Okay. Fucking... Okay. Who just posted this? I can't see because I have stream chat on. Your name is hidden, so I can't say who it is, but someone just... someone just posted... Someone just... I can't even say it. I'll get banned. Someone just posted witch pussy. Just got to the point in the VOD where Bob brings up the name. What? Ah, tell me your name. I can't look at your name. Can I disable it? I'll disable it. Fawful. Fawful. Okay. Fawful, thank you. Sorry, I didn't say your name. Streamer chat prevents me from seeing some people's names. So anyway, Cannon, please, please, please get a single clue. For a while, neither spoke. Jessica broke that silence with a small voice. I'm sorry. It's nothing. Bruh! Could you tell Aunt Rosa that I want to be alone for a while? Bruh, oh my god, you fuck... Oh my... Ah! I won't let you be alone. Huh? I won't let you be alone. So, I will be in the corridor. Please call for me. Bruh! Okay, okay, oh. Cannon, it's like one step forward, one step back, but maybe it's like 2 steps forward. Please call for me at any time. For just an instant, it looked like some kind of hope had flitted into Jessica's eyes. But it was very faint and disappeared like the first snow on the surface of a river. Thanks. Let me cry alone for just a bit. Yes. Excuse me. Cannon bowed once again and closed the door. Cringe. He thought those words of his would give her some courage, but now it felt as though they'd actually hurt her for some reason. Why? Why? Why am I stupid? He didn't know. Surely that was because... Furniture. Because he was furniture. Because he's a robot. That was why he couldn't grasp human sadness even now. Bruh. Anyway. As Cannon repeatedly questioned himself, for good reason, he walked down the corridor. He felt like the window at the corridor's end was coolly calling to him. In the end, I am nothing more than furniture after all. Bruh, oh my god. It was still pouring outside, a dark gray world. Even on days like this, Shannon would surely see the ocean and know that it was blue. But to my eyes, even if it cleared up, it would only see gray. Until I can understand the blue of the ocean, I'll be nothing. but furniture imitating a person.
本当に女心のわからぬやつよ。
You really don't understand a woman's heart, do you?
ああいう時は
At times like that, you ought to silently remain by her side. Thank you, Beatrice. Finally, someone gets people. Finally, someone really understands what's going on inside of people. You know? Finally, someone with some guts. Anyway. Cackle, cackle. That's why you're furniture.
貴様
You. There shouldn't have been any trace of human life in this corridor. It had been an empty corridor filled with frigid air. But those scoffing words approached Cannon from behind. When he turned around, he saw that witch. She knows the way to a woman's heart. It's true. A way to a man's stomach and a woman's heart. Hey. That witch, who hadn't shown herself when Jessica had searched for her with a rage bordering on madness, and who had left that sneering letter to toy with Jessica. Did she just kill her or something?
女の傷つけ方は
There are 3 ways to hurt a woman.
特別にわらわが
Let me teach you them.
一つは刃物で
One is to hurt them with a blade.
一つは
Another is to hurt them in their heart.
そして
The last way is the most difficult and most effective method of hurting
一
them.
番効果的に傷つけられる
Hurt them in their body and their heart.
なのに意識
And it can hurt them without you even realizing it.
わかる
Do you know what I mean? Oh, I got it.
わかるわけ
How could I know? I don't even want to know.
期待を
It's to
裏切る
betray their expectations. Da. No living being is more of a dreamer than a woman.
勝手に夢
They make up dreams all on their own and end up hurting their own selves.
お前のような
A
距離の
distant man like you hurts women the most.
傷つけわかるまい
You couldn't understand.
どれほど
You have no idea how deeply you've wounded Jessica.
全く考えが及んでいまい
After all, you're furniture. At least Beatrice is you gotta give it to her for giving it to him. Cause it really is like Beatrice is acting in a way that's just very fun for the story. Just like, we hate this aspect of canon. What if there was a character in the story who would really fucking like give canon shit? And here she is.
お前のたわごとに
I have no intention of playing along with your nonsense.
僕を嘲笑うため
Furniture doesn't play.
姿を現した
Did you appear only to sneer at me?
うぬぼれるな
Don't be so full of yourself, furniture.
貴様ごと
You aren't worth sneering at.
笑うにも足り
Cackle, cackle.
しかし
Still, though you may not not be worth my time on your own, if the 2 of you are gathered, that's all I need.
若々しき男
The
女
pleasure that comes from laughing at the fates of young couples never tires me.
飽きるのでな
See, that's really kind of like, I don't know. There's something about Beatrice that's really like audience surrogate-y.
なんだと
Like almost like, just like drama, you know? Just like here for the drama. What did you say?
まさか
You don't mean
お嬢さん
Milady is going to be...
第二の晩の生き
I need 2 who are close for the sacrifices of the second twilight.
なのでなお前た
The
ち
2 of you
二人はじっと
truly are convenient. Wait,
勘違いするな
don't misunderstand.
僕はお嬢
Milady and I
そういう関係じゃ
don't have that kind of relationship.
第二の晩の生き
We can't become the sacrifices for the second twilight. Cackle, cackle, cackle.
だからお前
That's why you hurt Jessica.
だからお前
That's why you cannot become human.
は人間になれるならばよいだ
Then there should be no problem.
貴様が
If you won't admit you have feelings for Jessica, I can accept
そ
that.
れを受け入れてもよいだがジェシカは
But I will kill her. Oh shit, Cannon. Shannon or Jessica? Bruh. Oh no.
なぜ
Why?
このバカが
gonna bagaga. You idiot.
決まっておろうが
Isn't it obvious? Oh shit.
殺したらそなたが歪めるだろうその表情が楽しいからの
Ma'am.
何の理由が必要なのか
It'll be fun to kill her and see your face twist in pain. Why else? Bro, I am getting massive audience surrogate shit for this. It would be fascinating. Like, I love this idea. I love the idea of like a character in the story like this, but more like definitely in the like the horror aspect of this. I really like Beatrice as an audience surrogate, or not even an audience surrogate, but just like maybe even an author, like kind of sort of stand-in, where it's just like, you know what they want? You know what they want, right? You know what they fucking want? They want to see you fucking die. They want to see you react to people dying. That's what they fucking want. That's what they fucking deserve. That's why they're fucking here. They want to see you fucking twist. They want to see these fuckers dead. They want to see blood. That cabin in the woods shit, bruh. Oh man. I love stories that hold mirrors up to the audience. And it's just like, why the fuck are you here? Like, you know? Anyway. Hey Bob, did you ever see the evil run of Undertale? Because it's exactly this. Yeah, I remember that. I think that's actually why I'm thinking of that. That and Cabin in the Woods. And there was something else. But yeah, Spider-Man, you were the person who brought that up on the book club, right? That Beatrice could potentially be like an audience surrogate? Or like, not even an audience surrogate. I forget the exact way it's like said, but like, anyway, yeah, that kind of like theory. But yeah. Ursula Cat, haven't you ever messed around with the characters in your head to see how bad they could be sad? I mean, that's kind of what I don't think that was me. Oh, okay. I forget who it was. Maybe it was like, yeah, maybe it was Tal. I mentioned it in the context of Burn as the friendly audience. Yeah. I think it was Tal. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because that got me thinking, like, what if there are aspects of this that are like really like interfacing with the audience like that? Anyway, following the rules of the ceremony, 13 people will be sacrificed on my whims. However, there's no rule that says I can't kill more. If it amuses me, I can kill any number of people. So I will. Make me laugh as hard as I can. Wait, the Japanese for furniture is kagu? So canon kagu? Kagu canon? Oh my god. I feel like that's way more of a pun. Like it feels almost deliberate. Kagu? Kagu canon? Kagu, okay. At that time, Cannon definitely heard Jessica scream. When he blinked and looked down the corridor, the witch who'd supposedly been there so nonchalantly just a second ago was gone. At that moment, he was just standing there all alone in the corridor doing nothing. And the person he wanted to protect was asking for help from far away in that direction. Oh no! It was obvious what he should do. It wasn't logical. It was an electric reflex. Without a trace of hesitation or distraction, there was a person he wanted to protect, and she was asking for help. And at that moment, he genuinely wanted the person by her side to be him. When he flew into Jessica's room, the scene that greeted his eyes was a bizarre one. The room had become a fantastical world where a blizzard of gold-colored specks danced, almost as though gold leaf had been scattered inside a snow globe. No, that's not it. I've seen this spectacle before. This isn't gold leaf. It's countless golden butterflies, Beatrice's minions. Jessica was surrounded by countless butterflies, waving her hands around, trying frantically to drive them away. Milady! Cannon couldn't... Help! She just took her medicine. Did someone swap? Did someone swap her fucking medicine? Is she gonna... Cannon rushed towards Jessica and violently brushed the cloud of butterflies away. The butterflies, which were sickening despite their beauty, surrounded Jessica's face, trying to crawl in through her mouth and nose. Jessica choked violently, almost as though the butterflies were triggering an asthma attack, mocking her. But when Cannon ran towards her, the butterflies stopped attacking and began to dance an elegant rondo around the pair. Cannon can... Oh no. Hi, Bug Expert here. This is bad.
大丈夫
It's okay.
僕の目の黒いうち
Well, there's still life in me.
あなたに誰
I
に
won't let anyone lay a finger
触
on
れ
you.
させたりするものか出てこい
Come out, Beatrice.
これで満足か
Are you happy now? As he stood guard in front of Jessica, who was using her inhaler and seemed to be in pain, Cannon yelled into the empty air. And when he did, the empty air indeed laughed. And when he did, the empty air did indeed laugh back, satisfied. Whoa! It her. But she's wearing different clothes. And when he did, the empty air did indeed laugh back, satisfied. Then she showed herself. It wasn't in response to Cannon's demand. It was obviously because appearing and sneering would bring them even more humiliation. And plus, it was more fun. Now everything fits to the plot. Now you're carp on the chopping board. No, since we've got a pair of you, should I call it duck with green onions? Sure. You. Beatrice.
お下がりください
Please, stand back.
お嬢様
I'll protect you, milady.
僕が守る
When the princess and knight come together, it's inevitable that the witch will appear. Yes, why don't you show me how much power Kinzo's furniture can muster? She snapped her fingers with a piercing sound. When she did, a blizzard of gold butterflies was stirred up, and they began to form a small mountain as they whirled around in a circle. It was just like the swirling of a cold, wintry wind that builds up a mountain of leaves. Wait, didn't he say it was cold? Is this literally like... Bro. I think they're drugged. And I think that they're both... I think Cannon having Beatrice on his mind. I think there's something in... There's something in the house. The servants. Why are the servants getting... The servants believe in Beatrice because there's something that the servants are doing or taking or eating or drinking or something that's making them like see shit. They're like getting poisoned or something. They're like way more susceptible to like seeing like weird shit. And then like here, it feels like Cannon just projected that. Like Cannon just said, and it feels like they're both like something happened to them and someone swapped Jessica's like a bronchodilator with like an empty one or one that doesn't work. And so Cannon, thinking that he sees Beatrice, says Beatrice, walks in there, says Beatrice, even though it's like the wind spinning like just like papers or something, or even leaves. He said it was cold, right? So maybe there was a window open and there's now it's like swirling around and they're like, and so imagine you're dying of an asthma attack and your fucking idiot, like, servant slash wannabe boyfriend runs in and then goes, oh, it's Beatrice. And you're like fucking dying and you're like, Beatrice. And then you both see this fucking shit. And it's like, just like swirling. She's dying. He's like fucking high as a kite. Jessica's there. Yeah, I can't. But I'm explaining that. Like, it's not that nothing that she's said so far has indicated that she, like, once they both react to something that Beatrice says and they both understand that she said something and they both internalize that separately, like individually from each other. It was just like the swirling of a cold, wintry wind that builds up a mountain of leaves. See, that line. What the hell? From that mound of gold, a hand sprouted, and it appeared as though a resident of the world below was crawling up from beneath the ground. What is this? What the hell is this? Jessica couldn't comprehend what she was seeing right now, and her mouth kept flapping open and closed. It was the bite of wisdom, seen in those trying to understand something incomprehensible. Is that a dog? That thing crawled up. It was probably an attendant who served the witch. Is that Goda? It appeared to be wearing a uniform suitable for one who served. But its face was wrong. It looked strange. It was covered with pitch black hair, breathed rotten breath, and its eyes were filled with the same strange subterranean glow as lava. And to symbolize its non-human status, it had 2 horns. It was the figure of a goat-faced attendant who served the witch. Satan? By now, Jessica had no idea what she should say. All this happened in front of her. She couldn't be explained with common sense, and she couldn't do anything except open and close her mouth. Jessica hadn't realized. She hadn't realized that this island had already been cut off from the rules of our world. But there were some things even she couldn't understand. Did something get into the house through the window? All right. A Broken Bee just posted the what? The PS3 goat? What is this? What the fuck is that? What is that? Bruh. Oh no. I forgot. Yeah, here. That's better. What the fuck? What is that? What in the fuck? That doesn't... I see how it still has the beard. Alright, let's go ahead and turn that off. So, that... I have thoughts. Anyway, but there were some things that even she couldn't understand. This goat attendant served the witch and was after her life. And apparently the witch had already given it the order. She was looking at Cannon with an expectant gaze. She looked at him with an expectant and therefore challenging gaze. Sorry, I had like soda. As though asking him how he intended to protect this maiden. Though the attendant had looked especially bestial while crawling to its feet. You could see in the way it carried itself that it possessed more than enough grace to be worthy of serving the Golden Witch. And you could tell that it was overflowing with the joy of furniture wanting to meet its master's expectations. Well then, why don't you show me? Let's see the power of Kinzo's furniture. This time, don't get the wrong idea, okay? Don't forget that you're furniture, got it? If you try to continue playing the human even now, this won't be settled by your death alone. Hi. The goat attendant made what seemed to be a silent, respectful bow. Was it directed at its master, or was it offered to Cannon, its opponent? Then, on the attendant's hand, a blade of wicked malice appeared. Okay. What?
なんだよ
What the hell
それ
is that? Jessica had been unable to understand what was happening before her eyes for a while now. All she understood was that this glow in front of her existed for the purpose of ending her life. And right now, that was enough. Canon spoke quietly to Jessica, who was hiding behind his back.
お嬢様
Milady,
壁に下がっていてくださ
please
い
stay back against the wall.
背中は決して
Never let your back leave the wall. What? Cackle, cackle, cackle!
姫君はおとなしい
It's only right for the maiden to obediently hide behind the great knight's back.
自らの命
I do hope you enjoy the pleasure of having your life protected by a man.
味わえばよいさあ
Now,
カノン
Canon,
お前のや
let's have a look at your blade. Okay.
美しい
Beautiful.
金蔵は家具
At least when it comes to giving birth to furniture, Kinzo might even reach up as far as my feet.
こんなもの
A thing like this can't even be used to trim the roses.
使えない
カノン
Can
それは
what's
見せたく
I didn't want to show you.
なかった
よくぞ抜いた
So you've taken it out, or we don't. I hate that this can mean something else. Let's compare. I bet my lightsaber is bigger than yours. How does it feel to expose your subhumanity in front of the girl you care for? Bruh, what the Okay, alright. I need to stop. I need to get my mind out of the gutter. Be silent. So you'll act composed even though you're really burning with wrath.
なるほど
Yes, they do say that truly hot flames burn a cool blue.
今のそなたがそうだ
Is that how you are now?
僕の力で
There's no way I can kill you with my power.
お前は月
You are the moon.
石つぶてを投げた
I can never smash the moon by throwing a rock.
抱くことなどできるだが
However, in order to manifest yourself, you've had to reflect your image off the surface of the water.
姿を映す水面に
If you throw a rock at the surface of the water, you might be able to disturb the moon's image for some time.
しかし
But that doesn't mean the moon has been
砕
smashed.
くことなど至らないだから僕は
So, he really is a member of the Akatsuki. Until this life of mine is over,
お前の映る水面
I'll keep on striking your reflection.
気に入ったぞカノン
I like it, Cannon.
始めろ
Begin, furniture.
ども
Okay. Ow. Ow. Oh.
美しい奇跡
What a
だ
beautiful. Your mind out of the gutter. What a beautiful curve. The witch's words of admiration broke the silence, and for just an instant, they broke Jessica's paralysis.
私は
Am I
夢を
dreaming?
見てるの
来い
Come,
魔女のかぐめ
furniture of the witch.
元来た地獄
I'll beat you down to the hell you came
落とし
from.
てやる
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Yes, I love seizures. Very good. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. See, this is ridiculous. A strand of red had been left on Cannon's cheek. The witch saw this and grinned broadly. Cackle, 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 cackle.
勘が戻らぬことを
Feel free to mutter excuses about how your instincts still haven't returned quite yet.
カノン君しっか
It literally, it feels like it can't be Goda, can it? It's probably Genji. And they're like fighting with knives. Maybe? I don't know. I'm detecting a very like a thing that's like being, it's like there's a base that's happening, but it's being accentuated. You know what I mean? Kanon can stay strong. It's okay. Yes, a parking lot knife fight, yes. I won't die just yet. Whoop! Ah, fucking hell. Oh! The curve drawn by the goat attendant's blade drew a large arc in empty space. Kanon wasn't there. He was behind it. Go back and await your master's return. Die. Oh, fucking hell. Dude. I think I gotta put a fucking seizure warning on this shit. Jesus God. If this battle of drawing sparkling curves was chess, then Kanon coming from behind was check. And press, and press, and press, and press. Use 7 moves and make it mate. Perhaps the goat attendant hadn't even been granted the ability to go into death throes. As its knees buckled and it fell over, it broke into a bunch of gold butterflies with a pop. So there was no sound of it hitting the ground. Even those unable to understand this battle would surely realize that Kanon had been magnificent. So it couldn't win against a handmade piece. It seems you aren't quite that pathetic. You're next, Beatrice! The instant Kanon's blade sliced diagonally through the witch's form like a knife through butter, she turned gold and burst. She scattered into several thousand gold butterflies, and for just an instant, the room was filled with the color of twilight. It was just as Kanon himself had said. Slicing Beatrice was just the same as slicing the surface of the water where the moon was reflected. The witch's form, with an ordinary expression on its face, as though she'd been there the whole time, was right behind Kanon. This isn't her, dog. She's wearing a different outfit completely. That's the other thing about this is like there is like I think there's a real Beatrice and there's this version which is just like fucking nonsense. And you can tell because of the clothing, I think. Ha 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 ha. You've provided quite an entertaining show. I'm not believing. You know me. I can't you know. I won't say my name. I won't say the name. But you know who I am. Out of respect for that, I thought about letting you off the hook. But your rudeness has made me change my mind. Don't lie. I won't let you kill Milady. Even if that's impossible. I won't let you kill her while I still live. My friend is different when he's wearing a different shirt. It's not what I mean. Ursula Cat, no. It is possible, I guess, that she got into new attire, but wasn't she wearing different clothes earlier? Like, at the very least, she was wearing... Fuck. Shit, hold on. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. Beatrice, you can't even do that much. Oh, she's back. Do not speak, furniture. Be silent, furniture. Know your place, furniture. Kanon isn't furniture. Okay. See, this is what I was looking for. Okay, yeah. All right, well. This makes it harder to say it's all a delusion, because if it is, then it's a shared delusion, which is a much more difficult thing to prove. I'm gonna say handmade piece. Huh, interesting. Anyway, Kanekun isn't furniture. Oh.
なぜそう言えるのか。
And what makes you think that?
理由なんかいらない。
I don't need a reason.
カノン君はカノン君だよ。
Kanekun is Kanekun.
うん。本当の名前
No, his real name's different. But a name doesn't make him furniture.
カノン君にはカノン
Kanekun has his own way of living. Kanekun has his own way of living. That's a noble thing, and it's something he gets to decide for himself. You say he can't have an opinion because he's furniture, that he can't live his own life because he's furniture? That's wrong.
お嬢様
Lady, you mustn't
あい
provoke
つを
her.
挑発してはいけま
Bruh,
せん
you just... whatever.
うん。
No, I've got to make this clear.
カノン君は家具じゃない。
Kanekun isn't furniture.
人間だよ。
He's human.
そして
Why?
カノン君は
Kanekun rushed to save me of his own free will,
そして
and he stood in the path of a fearsome witch like you.
立ちはだかってくれた。私を見捨てることなんていくらでもできた
He
の
had so many chances to just let me go, but he didn't.
自己犠牲は
Self-sacrifice is part of the noble spirit that only humans have.
だからカノン君は
That
人間
means
だ。
Kanenkun's human.
だから訂正し
So
ろ。
take it back.
カノン君を家具
Don't you call Kanekun furniture again.
お嬢様
Mal- di- Hmm.
語るな人間が。
Be silent, human.
とっとと終わらせ
Let's end this quickly, since this is just still the second Twilight after all.
互いの尊厳を
Now I shall sacrifice the two who are close, who have acknowledged each other's dignity. Well then, arise, forgive the sin, one of the 7 stakes of purgatory, lust. The witch summoned her furniture with a mixture of laughter and anger on her face.
色欲の明日もです。
What the fuck? Also, I don't think you can see this because I'm in the way, but I will let you look at what she appears to be wearing. Asmodeus of lust. Okay. All right. Okay. Okie dokie. Asmodeus of lust right here.
茶番は飽きた。
I've had enough of this farce.
第二の番
Quickly execute the second Twilight.
成功せよ。わらわに瞬く
Don't keep me waiting. Got it.
許すな。
仰せのままに。
As you command. Another weirdo's shown up.
妙なのが出やがったぜ。
It took Canon less than an instant to understand. That goat face from a second ago had been nothing more than a pawn to the witch. However, this newly summoned furniture was a game piece with a vastly different value.
素敵な獲物に恵まれ。
Wow, I must be lucky to be given such wonderful prey.
怯えてる？
Giggle giggle. You scared?
かわいい。
How cute.
来い
Come,
魔女の家具
furniture of the witch. Don't say that.
お前には殺されない
I won't be killed by you.
私の姿を。
You're acting pretty smart for a dunce who can't even follow me with his eyes.
行くわよ。
There I go. Okay.
ねえねえどこ
Hey, hey, where do you want it?
どこを貫いてほしい
Where do you want me to pierce you?
お答えなさいよ
Answer me, cutie.
あなたの好きなところを
I'll pierce you good wherever you want.
あげる
Why is this Naruto all of a
答
sudden?
えなさいよかわいい
Come on, answer me, cutie. Don't call me cute.
可愛いと言うな。
行くわよ
Here I go, you dunce.
さあ追ってごらん
Come on, try and follow me, you blind idiot. Oh, she's really tapping that pan. What?
お嬢様。
What the hell happened? The fucking game just like minimized real quick. Did you see that? That's crazy. M'lady. I couldn't follow it with my eyes,
かったけどよ読みは
but my guess was spot on.
さま
Serves you right.
見やがれ
Cannon's back had been the target, but Jessica had predicted it. She'd predicted that the witch's target would be the complete opposite of fair and honest, his back. But she had no way to block it. She hadn't planned on it being some act of self-sacrifice. She just couldn't think of any other way to protect Cannon's back. So she could do nothing but block it with her own back. The furniture of the witch, which had changed its form into a demon's stake, was buried deep into Jessica's back. It was an obviously fatal wound that reached as far as her lungs. Her lungs, eh? When she saw this, the witch let out a loud, evil laugh, because it had hit where the witch had predicted. Everything was as the witch had predicted.
どうしたカノン
What's wrong, Cannon?
ジェシカお嬢様
Milady Jessica just got killed while you were still alive, didn't she? Yes, yes, that's it. That's it. That face, that look on your face is what I wanted to see. Oh, fucking shit. How truly enjoyable. That's enough. Die, make me laugh. Come, arise, forgive the sin. One of the 7 stakes of purgatory. Wrath.
フンドのサタン
Why do they all look the same? Also, Jesus Christ. Why is Wrath wearing... Whatever. Oh yeah, I wanted to see if... Are they on here? Probably not, right? Okay. Oof. 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 Her corpse was found in the chapel. The direct cause of death is unknown, but it seems her stomach was cut open and her intestines pulled out after her death. On top of that, sweets and candies were packed into her stomach, and so I give you the land of dreams. Happy Halloween. What? His corpse was found in the chapel. The direct cause of the death is unknown, but it seems his stomach was cut open and his intestines pulled out after death. On top of that, sweets and candies were packed. Why would there be anything filthy inside someone's stomach? Didn't I tell you stomachs are packed full of candy? Welcome, Maria. Happy Halloween. Everyone has a stomach filled with sweet dreams. This is why we want to be as sweet and innocent as candy. Why do they all have red eyes? Satan of Wrath, right here. This prey is yours. Eat him up right now and close the curtain on his stage. If you were a human, I'd say it's time for you to step down, but since you're furniture, maybe I should say it's time for the stage manager to carry you behind the stage. I'm not furniture anymore. I won't doubt that again.
二度と疑わ
なーに
Nani? Oh, what's
あ
this?
んたまた私に
You want to be killed by me again? You want to be killed by me again? Damn, it's Satan, y'all.
あんたの胸
Your chest. It's so warm and it feels so good to
本当に
pierce it.
貫くと気持ちがいいのよさあ
Come on.
また打ち合わせて
Let me have another taste, okay?
あなたの温かい胸の中で
Won't you make me feel really good with that hot, fresh blood and that warm chest of yours?
気持ちよくして
I'm trying to think of like how this could work. And I'm just like, well, anyway, I guess I've got to stop like thinking too hard about it and just go along for the ride. But the thought did occur to me that maybe there, Jessica's like, or the Jessica's like band members, like Jessica's, because we did. I'm trying to think of a group of girls, and I was thinking like it might be have something to do with her like school, like potentially her like classmates or something. But like I don't know how that would fit in really. Also, they all have red eye. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's just like I think I fucking. Whatever. Won't you make me feel really good with that hot flesh blood and that warm chest of yours? Tapping that pot again. Tap it, tap it, tap it, tap it, tap it. There was no way to block it. The sound of a woodpecker filled the entire room. And before he could blink, it was already right in the center of his chest. When you take a piece in chess, the rules say that it's impossible for your opponent's piece to defend itself. So this was the obvious result in accordance with the rules. Cannon landed on his knees, and he apologized. Not to the witch, and not to Milady. He apologized to Jessica. Go, man. I'm sorry. I couldn't protect you. Don't worry about it. You were really cool. Cannon finally fell over. He landed next to Jessica, and the two lay there like the constellation Gemini. That was weird. You know, Cannon, you aren't furniture anymore. Hold on, can we? I want to look at Gemini. Like the constellation Gemini. Okay, I found an interesting. Here, does this work? Here, it's like this, I guess. Okay. They're just hanging out. They're just best pals. Yes. I was too late in realizing that. I wanted to ask you what your real name was. My real name is... What is it? What do we think it is? Jason. Patrick. Are you fucking kidding me? Asmodeus. Aaron. In his last moments, Cannon wanted to tell her his real name, but Jessica had already fallen into a sleep from which she would never wake. So Cannon's real name, which he had protected until today, in the end, he couldn't tell it to Jessica. I became human. Those were the last words Cannon left behind all this time. Don't make me laugh, furniture.
100年を経よう
Even after 100 years, furniture will still be furniture. Have you ever heard of anyone stupid enough to dig a grave for their furniture when they throw it away? You smash furniture to pieces and make firewood, so all that's left is ashes. Cackle, cackle. That's how it is. Furniture gets no tombstone. It seems you believe death means an end to your humiliation, but that's naive. I'll show you what it really means to disgrace the dead. Beatrice, I don't know about this. Yeah, I think Beatrice is a little extra. Y'all, I'm kind of scared of her now. I don't want to lick her toes anymore. After taking a puff from her pipe, the witch breathed the smoke at Cannon's corpse. When she did, Cannon's corpse softly floated up into the air and disappeared as though it had been eaten by a mouth in empty space. The witch played dirty until the very end. The corpses of the pair who managed to understand each other in the end were not even permitted to be close. If someone had been watching, they would probably say mournfully, "So this is what you meant by disgracing the dead." However, Beatrice was far crueler than that. The reason for that would soon become apparent. Beatrice pajamas. Is that where we're calling it for tonight? Or are we going a little bit more? That's the chapter? Okay, all right. That was exactly how long you said it'd be. Damn, that's... Are you a witch? Yo, is Yon a witch? Okay. Soka. All right, let's go ahead and save it. I kind of got freaked out a little there because when it minimized, I thought like, oh fuck, we lost all of our progress. But no. All right. Okay. Well, that's it for this round. Financial situation is far from enviable. She was born with weak bronchi. A beard, huh? Maybe a beard? Where the fuck is Kumasawa right now? Like, where the fuck is she? Like, they said all of the servants were in that one scene, right? But I didn't see her at all. And there's good old Beatrice. Alright, well. Very odd. Yeah, she's fishing. She's getting that mackerel. Alright, y'all. Well, I kind of don't really have anything to say. That is definitely... fucking shit's happening, man. Like, shit's happening that I'm gonna need more context in order to figure out what the hell is going on. And yes, I do like anime. I wasn't expecting this to become anime-ass anime. But, you know, I watched Naruto. I watched My Hero Academia. I'm used to a little anime fight here and there. I'm down with it. So yeah. All right, here's to more anime. All right, y'all. We're going to go ahead and call it there. As noted before, if you want to join the chat live, we are talking about it over on the Discord. ! Discord in the Twitch chat right now. We'll give you a link to the Discord where you can then sign up to be a sea cat or a cicada head, as they used to be called. We changed it. But yeah, we're talking about it all the time over on the Discord. We're having a good old time. And yeah, I think we're gonna play more tomorrow. I need to talk to everybody about that. I think we're playing on Discord. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah. All right, y'all. Take it easy. Bye.